Okay. Okay. Fine. So let's start with an introduction. I came to know that most of them are from non-IT background, and they are willing to change their fields from non-IT to IT industries. So it's you have chosen a right course, that is Zero to Hero course. It's a very good learning course where we are going from a basic classes. So we will be in a first sessions, like in a first week of sessions, we will be not moving very hurry burry. Just I want you to make sure, and I want you to understand each and every point very clearly, so that when we move further, then it will be easy for you to understand the logics and troubleshooting part. So here in the IT industries, the major concept is nothing but a troubleshooting. So each and every whenever you goes to in a company, it's not like that you are going to build the environment, or you are not going to do the things from a scratch. So it was already built or already established. You want to understand the environment, you want to understand the things, then you need to start troubleshooting. So to do the troubleshooting, so the to understand and to understand the problem and to fix the issue, the IT comes into a picture. So whenever there is an issue, then only the IT, information technology, or our operations comes into a picture. So any new configuration or any new settings or any new changes need to be modified, then IT comes into a picture. So for this, you need to understand a basic concepts first. What is the basic things, and then it will be easy for you to troubleshoot further. So in this class, we will be focusing more the first module, the first session of 1 week to at least I think it may take 2 weeks. So in a 2 weeks, we will be entirely covering the entire basic concepts of a cloud computing. So what is cloud and how the clouds are designed, and what are the basic environment to be understand in a cloud. So these everything we will be covering. So so if you have any doubts or any queries, you can raise your hands, and so that I can come back to you, and we can we can discuss about the issue what you are what you're facing. Oh, sir. Okay, let us start. So the first thing, like I want to tell you, nowadays in a company, nowadays a IT industry is moving, is drastically moving towards a cloud environment. So what exactly a cloud environment? So a basic understanding is very much required for all the persons, those who are from a non-IT background, or those who are from IT background, and those who are willing to change their environment, means change their career path into an IT. So they want to understand about the cloud environment first. So what exactly a cloud, and what previously what was there? So like for example, if I say uh, if I want to take an a server, like what do you mean by server? I think most of the people does not know about a server. So what does a server require? Like everybody is using a laptop. So laptop contains your hard disk, your RAM memory, and your processor. So like somebody used to say that my laptop used to get slow down. So why it is getting slow? Why? Because you are using a lot of applications, lot of games, and lot of softwares on your laptop, so it gets slow. Like so it's nothing but if your laptop is utilizing more memory. Like for example, I can take, if a laptop has a 8 GB of RAM memory, and you are using a high-end application, like high gaming application, which require more than 8 GB, then obviously then your laptop memory will be drained out. So your laptop performance will be get impacted. So it's nothing but, yeah, it's a computer which is getting impacted. In the same fashion, we used to have a servers. So what is a server? It's a physical hardware server. So it was a physical hardware server where the applications used to run on it. So applications used to perform on it. So is everybody is comfortable with English, or do you want me to change the language, or
Oh, comfortable.
Okay, thanks. All right. So, and in Yeah. So previously, in a previous environment, not only previously, currently also, few of the companies are still using a server environment where they have their own data centers. Like, what do you mean by data centers? First of all, we need to understand what do you mean by a data center. So, data center is nothing but a area or a place where we have placed a number of hardware servers. Like, we have a hardware server where on the top of the hardware server there is an application installed on it, and that application is accessed through an internet. So what are the consequences, what are the issues which we are facing with an with an data centers is, number one is, if there is an issue with any of the hardware, then my application will down. For example, I can take a laptop. Okay, I am taking a laptop over here. So for example, I am taking a laptop over here. So if my laptop goes down, what will happen? I am not going to play any games. I am not going to use any application. I am not going to able to access any of the websites. I am not able to browse my email. So this everything will be an issue. So if my laptop goes down, my operating system goes down. Not only the operating system, like the laptop, maybe there may be, if I feel that like my laptop has a hardware as well as software. What is the software and what is the hardware? Hardware. What is the difference between a software and a hardware? Like if you take your laptop is a physical device and it's called as your hardware device. So this physical device contains your RAM memory, your storage, and your CPU and your processing process. And to work properly, you require an operating system that is called as your Windows. So that is a software. So software plus hardware, then only you can able to work on it. So if any issue with the software, then also you are not able to access the laptop. And if any issue with your hardware, then also you are not able to access the laptop. So the same situation happens in your data centers as well. So if there is a physical hardware or physical server available in a data center, and if that server goes down, so if that server goes down, automatically is nothing but you are not able to access the application. Just a minute. uh, Alim bhai, are you recording this session?
Yes, yes. I'm
Thank you.
recording this.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, thank you. So so it's nothing but combination of hardware and software. Is nothing but you have a physical data center where your applications has been hosted and you are accessing the application. This was an environment which we are calling as a data center. So data center contains not only the hardware, but it also contains the networking part as well, like routers, switches, firewalls, gateway, and etc. So collection of all this. So there are huge number of cables, huge number of connectivity, and uh, if any issue like the in our data centers, we used to use a multiple power options. Like, so we used to use redundant, which we used to call it as a redundant power supply or redundant hardware. Like if once goes down, and another is called as a standby. So for a single server, we used to maintain two power supplies. One is a main power supply and another secondary power supply. So if one goes down, so another comes. So in this way, we used to maintain the hardware and we used to maintain the environment in a cool environment, so that why? Because the servers, whenever the server start working, it generates a heat. So to reduce the heat, we used to use a cooling ACs over there. So these are nothing but a complete infrastructure what we used to use it. So just I want to present you some introduction slide. So, as you all are aware about our the roadmap, so in the roadmap which we are discussing about the topics and all. So first we will be starting with today as a module one. So that is nothing but introduction to the cloud computing and an AWS. So overview of an AWS. So So what exactly on-prem versus cloud? Just now I said about on-prem environment where we have a physical data centers and that data centers are maintained by us only. Like if I am a hosting, if I am running a company called as XYZ company, then I need to purchase my own data center. I need to create my own data center where my expenditure goes an high level. Like for example, for IT infrastructure, I need to spend some around 30 to 20 to 30 lakhs of rupees in a in advance. Like in a starting itself, I don't know my business is going to run or not, I'm not sure about it. But to start a business, to start a good business, I need to build an IT infrastructure with around at least 10 to 20 lakhs of investment. I need to invest on my IT equipments. Like I need to purchase racks, I need to purchase servers, I need to purchase power supply, I need to purchase inverters, I need to purchase an AC, and I need to purchase the network devices. So all this I need to purchase, as well as if I am not an IT guy, then I need to hire an IT engineer to configure all this, and I need to purchase a software to be installed on that particular hardware, and also I need to maintain the AMC contract with my hardware vendor. So all these things I need to do in the on-prem. So it was a costed for me. It is a total high costed total cost for me. Like you can see here in a on-prem, we have a separate data centers which has been connected here through in our on-prem building. Like everything need to be maintained by myself. And when I comes to a cloud, so only a cloud is some different type of solution where I need not to maintain all these things. So simply, like, see, if in an on-prem deployment, all the services are running and managed and maintained within the organization on their own hardware and server. So within the own hardware and server, we need to maintain, the organization itself has to maintain this entire environment. And on-prem setup require in-house servers hardware, software licenses, integration capabilities, and IT employees also required to manage your issues. If there is any issue, like if any server goes down, if the server is not working properly, or if any system is if any application is not working properly, to troubleshoot all these things, you require IT employees to support. And currently some businesses, some companies are still using an on-prem environment due to a security reason. Why? Because, like, for example, I can take a banks. So if you go for the bank environment, banks are still using an on-prem environment. Why? Because they want to keep their data in a on their security way. Okay, they are using an application in a cloud environment, but the data is still stored on your on-prem. So they are not storing the data on the cloud environment. So why? Because they want to keep their customers' data in a secure way. So that's the reason they are storing the data in their on-prem. It's not like that the cloud does not have a security, but cloud has a huge security on that. But as per some guidelines from the RBI and all, they are storing the data in their own premises. So that's the reason the on-premises environment are still in the sessions, still in the environment. So it's nothing but we are using on-prem to cloud, cloud to on-prem. So there are some servers which are been on-prem, and there are some servers which have been working from a cloud environment. So hope you are clear about what is on-prem and what is cloud. Any queries?
Yeah, it's clear till here. I just want. I have a doubt, Mr. Farooq sir. Like, would we are going to get the course content in advance? Like, so
Sure. Course contents. I think you did not got the course content.
We did not get in it in a PDF format or any format. I don't. I mean, it's only in the app, I believe.
Okay, sure. I will be sharing this course content in the link. So I will ask Alimuddin sir to share the link to you. So all the course content which will be accessed by you. Okay.
And also, I have a request. Like, I don't know about others whether they have attended the previous Zoom meeting which you were on there on the webinar. But
Okay.
my query is that I just want to have an introduction like what we are going to land at. I mean, you talk about it already, like it is AWS and Azure, but then the capacity as a as a student or what as a learner, where we got to land up finally once you complete the course.
Sure. Sure. I will let you know.
Okay, just a
Like,
short
uh,
introduction, I mean, till by completion of our course, where we are going to land up, and in case if somebody wants to pursue the job or they want to work independently as a freelancer, I mean, just a 10 minutes brief if possible.
sure.
Right.
Sure, Mohammed. Yeah. So, the course, it's nothing but it's a cloud course. So which after completion of this course, so this course mainly is targeting on an operational part, that is called as a system operational or cloud operational engineer. So cloud operational engineer is very much required for most of the companies in the environment. Like currently most of the companies are moving to the cloud environment. They want to manage their own cloud environment, and they want to build their own servers in the cloud. And for managing a cloud, we require a cloud platform engineer, those who are able to troubleshoot the cloud related issues and coordinate with the cloud service providers, and configure any new servers which are required. So here, the cloud has many different types of modules, so which will give you leverage and advantage to do multiple things. Like if you can want, you can start your own business by using a cloud. Like for example, let us take, like you have a tie up, you have typed with one of the cloud service provider, and you want to host multiple uh, if you want to host multiple customers in your environment. Like for example, I can go to the AWS and says that, okay, AWS, I give me a some private cloud. I will get some 10 accounts into your cloud environment, and you can contact with 10 customers. And if you take as a small companies, those who want to establish or build their environment in a cloud, so with at least one or two servers or three or four servers, just for them, you can take one account, you can create one account, and you can tie up with your cloud service providers, and you can start running the services for the third party too. So this is a one more option. Like you can also do the job, and you can also explore career options, also explore business from by using a cloud service provider. There are so many companies in nowadays, those who are tied up with cloud service providers, and they are providing the service to some small companies, and they are charging accordingly. So that is also possible. But before that, it's a basic learning step for your cloud environment. So you want to understand what are the EC2 instance, what is a virtualization, and what is a load balancer, what is a networking, and what are the buckets. So these are the basic things and basic concepts. So this course is only focusing on basic to operational part. So what is the basic of a cloud, and then what are the operational part? That is, operation is nothing but for the persons, those who willing to join a company or to get a job. Like if you can search, if you can search in your Google or in a market, so what are the current openings for uh, cloud operational specialist or cloud operational engineer. So you can find n number of openings over there. Like as I can see, there are salaries from Indian currency. If you talk about the basic salary starts from 10 to 12 lakhs. So if it is a fresher, also it will be 8 to 10 lakhs will be have a salary, basic salary package. So it's not there any age limit is there in the in any of the IT courses. You can directly, if you have an experience like as if you have marketing experience also, you can go into a marketing sales, marketing sales as well. But there are companies those who are dealing with cloud services, those who want to market their cloud services. Like if you have an AWS, you can AWS also have a sales department where he used to market their cloud services to the customers and client. So going through, if you have a marketing experience, also if you are learning a cloud services, then you can able to explain to the customer more about the services what they has been offered. So this is also one of the best way, so where you can get a huge amount of salaries over there. Like you can add your previous experience to this cloud services, and you can join the uh, companies. So this is what like this course is nothing but it gives you a multiple ways to the job opportunities. Okay, is it clear?
Jazakallah. Yeah, Jazakallah.
Okay. Thanks, Mohammed. So right, so we will be moving on. So some few things, like what are the main benefits? Like these are some of the businesses which are using for security reasons as well for the compliance as well. And if you can go for cloud computing, like cloud computing offers an organization that facility to host everything with a third party provider. Like I said, there are multiple providers, multiple cloud service providers. Like you have an AWS is one of the cloud service provider, and Azure, GCP, like that. You have a multiple cloud service providers. It's a third party service provider who maintain their own data centers in a multiple areas, multiple locations, and the customer can able to access the services only by using a internet. If there is an internet, then he can able to access your services. Like what are the services? Like there are many services you can call as, like as I said, if you want to use a laptop, you require three main things. One is called as your CPU, one is called as your memory, one is called as your storage, okay, and another is called as your internet connectivity, called as network. So in this cloud also we have uh, three main core concepts called as compute, storage, and network. Compute, storage, and network. So these are the, and one more thing, if you are using an application and which want to store your data, we require a database. So we have compute means your CPU, processor, memory, all comes under compute. And if you talk about a storage, like you can see about previously you have observed. So previously, if you are using a Gmail or Yahoo, so you have a limited storage space. So you are using around 100 to 200 emails, you will get a notification that your email mailbox is getting full. Now you're not getting that notification. Why? Because you have assigned with 1 TB of GB free space. So where this free space comes allocated from? It's from the cloud storage. So most of the people, I think everyone is using the Geo network. Geo has launched its own cloud service called as Geo Cloud. So it's nothing but they are providing to their customers a storage space. So by using a cloud storage, so this is nothing but like here, the cloud services provides one more benefit that is called as pay as you go. So what do you mean by pay as you go? Is nothing but you will be paying only for the resources what you are utilizing it. So if you are not utilizing, you are not paying for it. So but if you are in a, if you go for the on-prem environment, you are paying for the resources if you utilize or not utilize. but you have paid, you have purchased, you have built infrastructure. If you are not utilizing, means you are wasting your cost. But in a cloud environment, it's not like that. So if you are not utilizing the resources, then definitely you are not going to pay any cost for that. So the resources, if you are utilizing, you are paying only for that. So these are nothing but a user friendly, and you can access from anywhere. And so this is a main advantage of the cloud. So you are paying only for the infrastructure has been used. And another major advantage is the scale up and scale down facility. So what do you mean by scale up and scale down? So like as you have seen, multiple uh, sites which are A- Amazon, Flipkart, and some Mintra, and some other sites are there, right? So those sites will provides you an offers like big billion day offer, something like that. So at the during that time, so the users accessing of users for a particular application will automatically get increased. So at that time, so if I host an application in my on-prem environment, assume that I have host one application called as amazon.com or Amazon site on my on-prem.com, and I have launched an offer. So automatically, what happened when I launched the offer in in a market? So previously, before launching an offer, there are only 10 users, those who are accessing my site. So at that point, my servers are working fine. There are no issues, nothing. So immediately when I launch an offer, immediately my customers started like more than 100 customers started accessing my site. So what happened, the load on a server will get increased. So if the load on a server got increased, automatically my performance will be get reduced. So the users, those who are trying to access my site, they will get a latency. They will get latency. What do you mean by latency? Slowness. So they will get a slowness of loading the site. So automatically my application will goes down, right? So what I need to do, I need to build a new servers. I need to buy new servers on the same time. So I need to upgrade my servers. So is it possible? No. If I go for the on premises, it is not at all possible. But the same thing has been possible in the cloud environment. So what does this cloud? What does will do? Cloud will automatically it increase your infrastructure depends upon your usage. So if your big billion day offer comes for 5 days, so till 5 days it increase the environment, your infrastructure, and it provides a high availability to the customer. Means your application will not get down. So n number of users, like if you have used lot of users like 100 to 200 to 2000, 3000, how many users are accessing your application, automatically it gets increase your infrastructure. But if the offer comes down, offer closes, automatically your users accessing will be get reduced. So it will be reduce your infrastructure. So you are paying only for any limited 5 days for the resources. So this is another major advantage of a cloud. So that is scale up and scale down of your infrastructure depending upon your load or usage or user requirement or company growth. And another major advantage of a cloud is nothing but it provide a high security for your data. Like if for example, if you have an on-prem environment, how much security will you provide? You will purchase one firewall, you will purchase one what you can say proxy server, you will purchase one your file load balancer and all. But in a cloud environment, there are n number of servers. So to provide the security for n number of servers, there will be a separate security team which is called as cloud security, like AWS cloud security team, who those who manage all your security related issues. All they will block unwanted threats. Why? Because they give you an assurance, like the third party, like you are paying to the third party, and the third party is now responsible to provide your data in a secure way. So now you have a right with you have a rights to uh, uh, ask for a security for a provider, cloud provider. So to provide a customer, to provide a good security to the customer, the cloud services will provide a high amount of security to your applications and your to our infrastructure. So this is a guarantee which every cloud service provider will give you during their agreement. Okay. So these are the major three main factors for which the cloud is very famous nowadays. Okay. So any queries or any doubts on this so that I can move on to the next point?
If any query, please raise your hand. He will answer you.
It means that you have not understand, right? Okay. If anyone wants me to repeat any point or any topic, you are welcome. I can repeat you till you get understand. Okay. Okay. Let's move to the next time. It's the architecture. So whenever you are going to any of the
Brother
company,
Farooq, Mr. Firat has raised his hand. You can ask any question.
is Firazat.
No, I think it was raised at the starting part of the session.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Firazat.
Oh,
Yeah. The cloud computing architecture. So this is a very most important, very is this cloud computing architecture is very much important to understand whenever you are going to any of the company. So first of all, if you are new or if you are newly joined to any of the company on a cloud platform, just ask them to provide the architecture. So architecture is nothing but it's a design of your environment, how it has been designed. So what are the inputs, what are the processing, and what are the outputs. So by seeing the architecture, you will identify how the data will be flow, how the communication will be happen. So it will be helpful for you to troubleshoot if there is any issue in the environment. So, knowing the architecture is very much important in the cloud environment. Not only the cloud environment, in if you go for the any IT industry or if you go for any IT job, knowing the architecture is very much important. So, if you can see, you have a cloud computing architecture. So here you can see here the first box. The first box contains the cloud computing. So the cloud computing contains your server, your virtual desktops, and your software platform, your application, and your storage data. So, what do you mean by virtual desktop? So, first of all, I want to understand if you want to understand about a desktop. What is a desktop? Your laptop. So, if you can take a normal your laptop or your computer is called as your desktop. So, here in a cloud computing, we have named as a virtual desktop. What do you mean by virtual and physical? There are two differences. One is physical and another is virtual. Virtual is a program based. A program based is called as a virtual. Physical is nothing but a hardware. On top of the hardware, you have a virtual desktop. So, like for example, first of all, first we got uh, you have seen like in a rapido, or if you can book any of the rides in a rapido, you have a sharing option. What do you mean by sharing? So sharing is nothing but you have only one limited seat which has been shared by multiple people. So the person here is nothing but a desktop which is sharing the resource. What is a resource? Your hardware resource. There is a one seat to be seat are available, but if that seat is more than sufficient for a one person. Like for in a one seat, I can place 4 person. Means the 4 persons can share one seat. So it's nothing but, so I am keeping 4 servers on one hardware. That is nothing but 4 application virtual desktops utilizing are using a one platform or one resource that is called as our virtual desktop. So it's a servers. On the top of the servers there are virtual desktops. On top of virtual desktops there are a software platform. What is a software platform? Your operating system. So whatever may be the operating system, if you can take Windows operating system, you can take the Linux operating system, or whatever, you can take the operating system. So on top of that there is a application. So application, whatever maybe, like I have a gaming application, i have uh, I have gaming application, and I have what you can say, email application. I have some other applications as well. So like that I have multiple applications which has been hosted on my software platform. And then we have, next is we have a storage data. So storing the data on the storage device. So storage device is nothing but your database. So you have a SQL server or SQL database, so where you can store the data. So here you can see in this environment the desktop user are trying to access an application, and this application is connected to your switch, and switch is connected to your internet, and this internet is connected with your cloud computing. So any desktop user want to access a particular application, it goes to switch to internet, switch internet to application. So like that you have a different types of platforms where the internet is required. So if you can say, cloud computing is an approach for computing services over the network, and which provide access to storage, server, database, networking software, analytic application over the resources. So these are resources are typically an paper use basic. So by enabling organization, like as I said, so cloud computing will very flexible, and it will be using for pay as per you, as per go. So cloud computing requires a service provider that owns their host and a physical computing resource such as storage and processing power, as well as associated software in a remote location. So in this nothing but here the cloud computing is hosted by any of the cloud service provider. So which is we will be calling as CSP, cloud service provider. We are calling as CSP. So which provides your services in the form of uh, resources. There are different types of service modules which we will be discussing right now uh, in the cloud computing. Okay, so is it clear now till now?
Clear, clear.
Yeah. So next is we will be discussing about cloud servicing module in cloud computing. So there are majorly, if you can talk about nowadays, there are different servicing modules in a cloud computing, but the standard ones are um, infrastructure as a cloud, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So these are the three standards of a cloud. So after that, after these three standards, we have few more standards called as desktop as a service, where we using as a virtual desktops, and database as a service, DAS, and container as a service, CAS, and like many more. So there are a number of services, but everything is deal on related to IaaS only. Means these three platforms. So the basic foundation of a cloud service module has defined on these three platforms. Okay. Just give me a minute. Yeah, sorry. So cloud service module, we have three different cloud service models. One is called as infrastructure as a cloud, and platform as a service, and software as a service. So if you can see here in a tradition on-prem environment, application, database, security, server hardware, virtualization, server storage, and networking. So these everything used to be managed by our by a organization. But here, so in the cloud service module, we have three different platforms where one is called as infrastructure as a service. So what does mean that infrastructure as a service? So infrastructure as a service is nothing but this one. So here the infrastructure as a service is a servers, virtualization, network storage, and data center. So these everything used to be managed by ourselves. So virtualization, server hardware, storage, and networking. So these four layers used to be managed by the cloud service provider, and the application, database, security, and software server software is nothing but these are managed by user management. So we used to manage the application, we used to manage the database, we used to manage the security, and we used to manage the server software. What do you mean by server software? Your operating system. So your operating system need to be managed by the organization itself. The only the hardware and the server storage and networking part is managed by the cloud service provider. So to update the software, like installing the patches, installing the security patches, like if you can see in your laptops, you will get an update like the updates are ready to install, and restart your laptop after the service, after the patches has been installed, means automatically it will restart and it will install your patches, like nothing but your updates will be need to be installed if you are using an infrastructure as a service. Whereas platform as a service, if you can go for platform as a service, the only the two things, there is nothing but application and database. These are the two things which you need to manage. Rest all the things is managed by your cloud service provider. Okay, so we will know more about this all these things. So just we will be having a brief introduction about this. So these are the three services, and if you go for the SaaS, this is nothing but software as a service. So what do you mean software as a service? Just I have a software, I bring the software, I install on my cloud platform and start working on it. So I am not going to manage any application, I am not going to manage any database, I am not going to manage any security. So everything has been managed by our cloud service provider. So I need not to bother about
So I need not to bother about it. So everything is used by the service provider only.
used by
So like this, we have three
those. Like this, we have a three main foundations of our cloud service provider. So we will see in depth. So first is nothing but our infrastructure as a service. So where we used to manage the data centers, network storage, virtualization, and servers. So these are maintained by our cloud service providers. So what are that? Like infrastructure as a service, like it's virtualizing computer machines over the internet. So user can rent, we can rent your virtual machine, your storage, network infrastructure, so easily without investing in a physical hardware. Like you need not to invest any amount in your physical hardware, and simply you can rent your computer, or you can rent your server. Like if you want to host any application, if you require a server, easily you can go to the service provider and say, oh, service provider, like AWS, I want a server. So what server do you want? So I will say that this is my application. I want to run my application on this server. So this is the operating system I have already. So I will install my operating system. Just give me the hardware. So what the service provider will do? Service provider will say, okay, you can take this type of hardware. So this hardware have you have these all the features, you can utilize it. So which we will be calling as AWS EC2. Okay. So elastic compute. So okay. Uh, Cloud compute we will be calling as elastic cloud compute. So which is called as EC2, and in your AWS environment, and in your Azure we will be calling as Azure virtual machine. So that is nothing but our our virtual hardware, our virtual server. So what are the advantages of this getting the IaaS, like infrastructure as a service? So it's reduction in capital infrastructure. So it's nothing but it reduces you need not to invest your cost in your infrastructure. So it will be using only, like for example, if I say my business is only for morning 8 o'clock till evening 8 o'clock. So I will switch on my server at morning 8 o'clock, and I can switch off my server at evening 8 o'clock. So my business hours is only 8 to 8. Then I will be utilizing this hardware or this server only during this time. Means I will be paying only for this 12 hours of hardware only. But I am not paying another 12 hours. That is called as the reduction in the capitalization of infrastructure, and it increase that is scalability, reliability, and supportability. So like it's nothing but as I said, so it will be using, we are using an only 8 hours of a server hardware, and it's nothing but we are scaling our increasing our stability and reliability and supportability over the infrastructure, and increase the resources, helps you to scale the resources around the globe. Like if I want like my application is accessed by US people. For example, my application are mostly useful for the US people. Then I can ask my cloud service provider to give me the server near to the US location. So they will build me a server near to the US location. I can manage by sitting in India. I can manage a server in the US. That is nothing but increase the resources, and it improves your business as well, like by achieving your availability and disaster recovery. One of the major concept called as disaster recovery. So disaster recovery is nothing but, so if your application if your server goes down, you will be your cloud service provider will keep a backup copy. By using that backup copy, you can restore back to your server. Okay. So this is a major advantages of IaaS, and then we will be moving on to another module called as PaaS, that is called as platform of service. You can see here, like in the here you have a hardware platform, and here you have a tools. So here the software application, the software uh, developer will using these tools, and he will deploy the software. So what he require to deploy the application, he requires storage. So example is nothing but Azure App Services and AWS Elastic Beanstalk, so which we are calling as the PaaS services, as offering a strong platform for the developer for building to build and deploy and manage the apps without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. So application app, a developer, like most of the PaaS services are used by the developers, why? Because they don't want to bother about whether they want to see, they don't want to bother like whether my application will run on this platform or not, is this supportable or not. So if they did not to bother, why? Because the service provider itself, he provides multiple platform according to the developer. So according to the developer application, he will provide the multiple platforms to the developer. So does developer does not need to bother about the application. So simply he can deploy the code and he can run the. So, and one more main thing is PaaS is a cost-effective option that accelerates software development and gives you access to update the resource and affordable price. Like if your software is outdated and if you want to upgrade your software, yes, you can upgrade your software, but with an affordable price like the new infrastructure and new platform. So we will be using an Microsoft Azure App Services and AWS Elastic Bean Stack. So which is will be calling as mostly as platform as a services. So there are few of the advantages is faster deployment. So you can deploy your application as soon as possible, like just run the application and start deploying and start working. So cost effective and automatic scaling. So it will be scale your application based upon your requirement. If your more users are accessing your application, it will create the load balancing. By using a load balancer, you can balance your application, and you have a built-in security and multi-platform support. So these are the few advantages of a PaaS services. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the entire cloud industry is based on these three platforms. One is IaaS and PaaS, and the other one is service software as a service.
Ye- Yes. Yes.
Okay, any engineer
So
who are going to enroll for this sort of, learning, they have to focus on all these three areas, right?
all these three areas, and these are the three basic areas. After that there are multiple services, like someone like as I said, like cloud computing, cloud services is cloud is nothing but providing a service. So PaaS is nothing but platform as a service, and IaaS is an infrastructure as a service, and software as a service. There are some services which is called as DaaS, like desktop as a service. So the cloud also provide only desktop related functionality to the customers, and database as a service, which is called as database only database, DB, SQL Server, Postgre. This type of database servers will be provided, and like container as a service. Like there are multiple things, but the major things comes under these three. All this includes in these three only. Okay.
All right. Like price wise, like you said, infrastructure as a service, and then we have
Mm.
platform as a service, and then software as a service. So price
Yes.
wise, which one is higher? As a cloud service provider,
Mhm.
if I'm availing infrastructure as a service, so I need to pay much more than all the rest of the three services, or the other way.
Yeah, the other way is like, see, is if you take as an infrastructure as a service, so you are going to pay for a server. That's it. For a server, the working hours, like if my server require, uh, I am using an application, I am deploying an application on a particular server, but I will be paying the cost for the server, not for the application. Why? Because I want my server to be run for 8 hours. It means that my application is running for the 8 hours. Okay. So here I am paying only for the infrastructure, not for the application. But if you comes to the platform as a service, you are paying for the uh, platform, not for the infrastructure. Why? For example, let us take, uh, I have a laptop. Okay, I on my laptop I am using my own application deployed on it. It means that uh, I am paying the cost of a laptop, but I am not paying the cost for the application which I am using it. So the application is deployed and built by myself, and I am running the application on the laptop. But when you comes to the platform as a service, I have a ready platform. I need not to worry about my infrastructure part. Like there will be a sharing infrastructure. There will be a one infrastructure on which there are multiple developers. They deploy their code. Means the cost will be reduced over there. So for infrastructure, you will get a high cost, and for if you get a platform as a service, you will get little bit low cost. And if you get for software as a service, it will be getting very low cost.
Right,
So the
right.
cost differs. The cost differs depends upon your infrastructure, your platform, and your software as a service. Like if I have a server with about some around 256 GB of RAM memory, and for example, I take 13 core of or 14 core of processor and 256 GB of RAM memory. It means that I have a high-end servers. It means that I can run multiple applications on the server. So if this server is costing around $10,000 for me, then these $10,000 can be divided into a multiple customers. So I can host multiple customers on a particular application. So that is called as our platform as a service. The customer is not bothered about what are the service I'm using, what are the infrastructure I'm using. The customer is not bothered about. Customer want his application to be run in a high availability, and 99.9% it should be available to the customer, to their customers. Okay, so in this way the cost will be reduced. So if you go for the software as a service, so software as a service is nothing but it's only a software which runs on the customer application, customer desktop. Okay, like for example, you can take your Gmail. Your Gmail is what? It's a software as a service. So you are using a Gmail, and it's a isolated. You have a separate account, separate user ID, separate login ID, and you are logging with your email ID, and you are using a software as a service, and you are accessing your email, you are browsing your email, and you are coming out of it. So it's nothing but it's a software as a service. So you are utilizing as a Gmail as a software, and you are paying for it. So if you are using a Gmail is nothing but you are using a internet. You are using a internet is nothing but you are paying to your service provider, your internet service provider. That's definitely the service provider is paying to your cloud service providers. So in this way, the software as service works, as well as PaaS as a service works. So it's now clear, right?
Yeah, clear. Alhamdulillah. Any live examples for PAS and AS, IAS? Any live example like Gmail? You said for software. That part is very clear. And any live
Mhm.
example? Any companies who are availing these services as PAS?
Uh, PaaS is nothing but it's yeah, you have like we have a IBM which are using as PaaS applications, like
Netflix is also a part of that.
yes, Netflix is also part of that. PaaS applications they are using it. And if you can go for the IaaS is nothing but it's an infrastructure totally. We are using an infrastructure. The company itself, they own their own uh, cloud platform.
Yeah, for security reasons, they want a separate security. They don't want to share
Yeah,
their platform with other companies.
other companies, they are isolated networks like VPN, virtual private network, they will create, and they will isolate their infrastructure with their own applications.
Mostly government agencies are using that platform, I believe.
Yes, yes,
Okay, thank you.
government agencies and the software companies are also using this platform.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. SaaS, software as a service, like as I said, a software program. So like Gmail, ServiceNow, Salesforce, and Microsoft 365, your Outlook. So these are few of the examples of the SaaS service. A software program is provided as a cloud service and made available as a service or utility. So SaaS offers software applications on a subscription basis, accessible via web browsers, and as well as I said, like applications are created and hosted by the provider in multi-tenant mode. So multi-tenant mode is nothing but A multi-tenant mode is nothing but just now, as I said, the isolated format. So you have a separate user ID and separate password is nothing but it's a multi-tenant. So one application is shared by multiple users is nothing but by using an their their own credentials are then their own isolated uh, network that is called as your multi-tenant mode. So it's nothing but multiple users can access a single application, but they are divided by using a username and password. So it's a the advantage of SaaS is nothing but it's a cost effective, and like we need not to have any hardware and maintain any subscription based prices. So makes it affordable and it's ready to use software access via internet, and then automatic updates, accessibility and scalability. So like these are the few of the main features of cloud computing. So
Sir,
till now.
do we need to maintain notebooks, or will be provided with PPTs?
No, I will be providing this information in PDF format to you. So I will upload this. I will be creating one folder, shared folder, so that I will be upload all this document to that.
Okay.
You can go through that.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So here we will be so till here it's everything is clear. So next class, like we will be moving further with uh, cloud modules. So like we have a different types of cloud models. Like as I said, so we will be go a little bit slow for a coming few days, like one or two classes. Then once all into a session, once all into a one platform, then we will move forward with another thing. Like, and one more thing I want to share here, like the practical session. So practical session we will be doing an online practicals, and I will be guiding you to how to create your free accounts on the cloud platform. And you can create your free accounts on your cloud platform, and directly you can access that free account, and you can create the resources, and you can work with the resources. It's a free for 12 months. So Amazon is providing 12 months of free subscription, as well as Azure is providing 1 month of free subscription. So we can use that free subscription, and we can work on the resources and services provided by Azure and AWS. Okay. So, and one more query I think I want to discuss in this class, like, is this time is okay for everyone, or do you want me to change any timing slot?
Like if there is no objection, we should go for 9:30 Indian Standard Time. Like.
Okay. So, is it
This
9:30
time
is
is
okay?
good for me. Here I am here in Dubai, so this time is good for me if possible. So we can carry out this only.
Okay. And anyone? Okay.
So we will go for 9:45. I think it's 9:45 is quite good. So it will be fair for both of them. Is it
Okay,
okay?
right. Okay, no problem. I
Okay.
will
Okay.
manage.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, and in our sessions, like after completion of module wise, like after completion of module, we will have a small questioning session. So you will be providing with one of the link where you need to like answer your question and answer the like multiple choice of questions we'll be having. And after that, like when we comes into a practical sessions, so I will be providing you the live scenarios. So you need to like for example, if I teach you about the EC2 instance and the creation of EC2 instance and the storage and all, so by based upon these classes only, so there will be a live scenario where I will be giving you example that you need to build the infrastructure from scratch, so that you will be get aware that what are the challenges you are going to face, and you will be going to learn some new things when you try to do it on your own basis. And in our sessions, so when after this basic classes, like after a 1 week of classes, we will be having a complete interaction session where you will be creating your infrastructure by sharing your screen, so that you will have a clear picture like how you are going to do it, and I will be available, so that if there is any issue or if any issue, we will fix on the same front. Okay. So our live practicals will be having more you will enjoy more on live practicals. So just will be having from tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be discussing about the cloud module, and I will be creating an free tier account on AWS, so that everyone will be able to access all the services. Make sure that you have a separate email ID. Create one Gmail account, a new Gmail account, which you are using dedicatedly for your AWS account, so which you will be using in to register your AWS free account. And one more thing is you require any debit or credit card. Why? Because AWS will ask for these details, and they will detect the 2 rupees of Indian currency, and they will return it back after some time. So for the acknowledgement, they will use this card. So it's you need not to bother it. So after completion of subscription, they will not deduct anything. So if after completion of subscription, you can cancel the subscription, so that automatically your card will not be your payment will not be deducted. Okay. So these are the things. So if you have any queries, just make sure that tomorrow you are available with any new email ID, new Gmail account. Gmail account is preferable for AWS credentials login, and for the Azure Outlook account is preferable. So we create one new email account, so that we will be creating a new AWS account tomorrow, and from day after tomorrow we will start working with the we will start working with the live sessions, means live practical sessions. Okay.
They will detect 2 rupees one time or every day or monthly
No, no,
once.
only one time. Only one time.
Okay.
At the time of registration only, they will detect 2 rupees, and that will also be returned back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, for example, I have a doubt here, like because in future, if I want to use my ID for any job, sort of, for any employment purpose, uh, but my email ID is registered as a learner, right? In case if I need to further manipulate my, CV or resume later for 1 year down the line, I mean, the AWS will be having my data already with them, so they could rectify it, like they could trap it up for any third party verification.
No, it will not like that. The AWS itself, he provides a free service account. That's what why I was asking you to keep this account as a free service. Use this free account, because the reason behind is whenever you are doing in a real time scenario, so definitely we will use our test environment first. We will test our application in a test environment, then we will go for the production environment. That is called as our live environment. So we will be using this ID as a our test ID, where we will deploy the resource, we will remove the resource. So we will not get charged anything, and they will not track anything for if you are learner. See, everyone in the company or everyone in the world are the learners. So there is no issue about learning the new things. So just you have created your ID to explore the services of AWS. That's it. Not more than that.
Okay, all right, okay. And how many modules we have in the entire course? Well, you said basic,
Uh,
and then we have
yeah,
advanced also.
yeah, I will share. I think you have not attended like my webinar, so let me share you the models as well. And just to give me a minute. Yeah, here are the models. So first we will be discussing about AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. So it's a introduction to the cloud computing and AWS. So till here, like cloud service model, we have discussed till now. So cloud deployment models like private, public, and hybrid cloud we will discuss tomorrow, and AWS and its global infrastructure. What is the infrastructure? How it has been defined, and availability zones and edge locations we will be discussing, and then after that we will be discussing about the core AWS contents, that is called as compute, storage, and database. So we will be having a brief introduction, and we will understand this: what is EC2, what is Lambda, what is ECS, what is EKS, and Elastic Bin Stack, S3, EBS. So all this we will be doing as a practical sessions. So this everything comes under a practical part. So we will be learning about what is EC2, then we will be creating an EC2 instance, and we will be learning about what is Lambda, and we will create one Lambda service, and we will be learning about ECS, and we will EKS, and we will be doing one lab sessions for this. So this everything comes under a lab part. Then we will be coming to a networking concepts and networking on content delivery. What is Amazon Virtual Private Network and subnet routing table, LAN Internet Gateway, and security group and Elastic Load Balancer and Amazon CloudFront and Route 53. Then we will be learning about the security and identity, and then there will be a billing part, how you are going to manage your billings and all. So these everything comes under a cloud practitioner. So this we will be covering our entire basic fundamentals and basic information about this, and then we will moving on to the AWS certified sysops administration part. So this is nothing but it's a sys role part. So we will be covering an introduction to AWS and sysops, and computer service and management, and storage and database management, networking and content delivery. That is a little bit in depth. Like previously in the previous model we have covered a basic part. Then here we will be dealing with some more in depth, like we will be creating the volumes, snapshots, inscription, and we will learning an EFS and use cases, and we will be using as storage gateway and hybrid storages. So and we will be configuring the route 53 gateways and host zones and routing policies. Then we will be going with these all sessions are in a live sessions. These all will be in practical sessions. So maximum the 99 90 we will be having a practical sessions rather than theoretical sessions. So by doing a practical, I will be by giving a practical session only, I will give you all the information about what are the policies, rules, and all. So we will have a half an hour of theory sessions, and then 1 hour of practical sessions we will be having for all these modules. So this is for sysops, AWS is certified sysops. So after last, we will bring for an examination preparation also. Like I will be giving you the cloud form examination, how you are going to prepare and all. So then we will be covering, and after this we will be covering an AWS, sorry, Azure. After completion of AWS, we will be covering an Azure. Like I'm sure that by till like by the time of AWS, you will be having a complete knowledge about what is a cloud, what is the services and all, and what are the load balancers and all. So you will have a great knowledge on the AWS platform. Then it will be very easy to you to understand about an AWS. So that I am sure that so you will be start doing by yourself. Here the main concept what we will be learning here in Active Directory Azure Active Directory, and which is called as RBAC roles and SSO single sign-on service and conditional access. This is a major concept what we are covering here. So which has been not covered in AWS, but here we will be covering as Azure Active Directory, and like working with another command management. So then here will be coming the major part, the managing an Azure identity and governance, that is called as Azure Active Directory, and users groups and roles in Azure Active Directory, and Azure AD join and Azure AD connect. What is the advantages of Azure AD join and Azure AD connect? So administration units. So like this, we will be covering all this, like storage replications and storage exposures, and configuring of managing virtual networks, load balancing and traffic management. So it's nothing but some collection of your networking concepts, your storage concepts, and your database concepts, and your load balancing concepts, and your security compliance. So everything will be get covered over here. So I will be sharing a complete module for this. So roadmap. So you can go through it. Okay. Any more queries?
All will cover in 2 months.
Yes.
Possible?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
possible.
it's too much. Too much. Too many
Yeah.
topics are.
Yeah, too many topics are there, but we will try to cover all these things in a 2 months. So if possible, we will be extend for another 1 week.
Okay.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
terminology seems to be very hard for us to understand until we get into practice. On the practice makes
Yes.
only confidence. Otherwise, as of now, everything is going over our heads now. The
Yes, yes,
terminology.
that's what I want to, that's what I was telling. Like tomorrow we will be creating an AWS account, so that after that you will start learning more things about how the AWS works. Like right now, in today's class, like you don't know about like what is exactly an AWS and what the console is and how the AWS looks like. Like from tomorrow we will be creating an AWS console and AWS account, and so that after that you will start learning more things. So just today it's nothing but only a basic introduction I have given about what is cloud and how the cloud services are there, like the pillars of a cloud. It's nothing but it's defined on three major pillars, like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So based upon these three pillars, the cloud has been defined. So the basic things I have given today. So tomorrow we will discuss about the modules. So what type of modules we have in a cloud environment. Then like so many people used to say that multi-cloud. You know about multi-cloud. So not multi-cloud is nothing but nothing but collection of more than one cloud. So so as of now, you for today, you know that what is cloud and what are the service providers, and what are the basic uh, core contents of your cloud, like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So tomorrow we will be learning about public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and multi-cloud. So what does this will? Okay.
So, my friends, today we will end the session here, and no need to worry. Everything will be okay. And after 1 week or a couple of weeks, you will understand it step by step, and you will enjoy the session over here and be connected over here. Be on time tomorrow at
Inshallah.
9:45, inshallah. Ta'ala.
Inshallah.
What about some test you told me? Some
Uh,
questions you will
Yeah,
give me.
and,
yeah. It's after completion of 1 week. After completion of module one, we will be giving some questions to you so that you can answer it.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
we will upload in the app itself. You can answer there itself. You can test and you can get answer
Okay.
also, result also.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa
Aslam.
rahmatullah. And if any friends are if any friends or relatives want to join, okay, please make them connected over here so they can enjoy and they can learn good things. And I hope it will be very worthful for them.
Yeah, inshallah, inshallah.
Okay,
Yeah. Inshallah.
thank you being here.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks.